This is an extremely luxurious party like no other. Every single guest here is a multi-billion-dollar tycoon. We're talking lobsters, abalones, and black truffles, stuff that could pay a poor person's salary for an entire lifetime. Out of the blue, a crew of masked dudes barge in. The lead masked guy snatches a bottle and hurls it with all his might. Bam! White gas starts pouring out like crazy. The masked gang then chomps down on tubes with their teeth. Right at that moment, another masked fella hits the button on his remote. 5 gas cylinders on the table go off like rockets, spewing gas everywhere. The folks in the room start feeling woozy. In less than 3 seconds, they're dropping like flies, one by one, flat on the floor. Next thing you know, the masked crew scatters. They yank a few of these rich bigwigs up and shove the tubes into their mouths. Turns out there's an antidote in there. Just one little suck, and they're wide awake again. The billionaires, with their hands tied, are hauled up onto a platform. The masked boss, Marcus Blake, is going through his phone, checking these guys out one by one. At the same time, in the security control room, 3 guards are taken out with gunshots. A female hacker quickly plugs in a USB drive. With a few quick clicks, she manages to crack the building's security system and seals off all the exits. Up in this 100-story skyscraper, a dozen or so terrorists have got 300 hostages under their thumb. Blake never in a million years thought there'd be someone slipping through his fingers. Meet Joey, a building cleaner. She's hanging 1,640 feet up in the air, scrubbing the glass. All of a sudden, she catches sight of a room where bottles are puffing out white smoke like crazy, and everyone inside is passed out cold. She quickly unhooks her safety rope and starts shimmying up the cable, trying to figure out what the heck is going on in this building. But here's the catch. She's not allowed to bring her phone to work. Now that things are super dicey, what's she supposed to do? When Joey was 6 years old, she was all about hanging upside down. At home, she'd be all over the place, never touching the floor. She'd hook her feet on the doorframe every day and crank out 100 pull-ups like it's nothing. Then she'd climb up the cabinets, the fridge, and even the range hood, all the way to the window. Any little bump on the wall was like a personal rock climbing gym for her. Fast forward to now, Joey's a building cleaner, hanging off this 1,640-foot high building day in and day out. After a while, the height just doesn't cut it anymore. She was planning to call it quits after work today, but of all the rotten luck, she stumbles right into this terrorist mess. As soon as this gang of masked goons steps foot in the building, they take out the 3 security guards in the control room. While they're lugging the guards' bodies around, one of the masked guys accidentally yanks the control lever. The station lift basket starts dropping like a stone.
What are you doing?
Joey's still in the dark, thinking it's just the guards playing a prank on her. Little does she know that these masked punks stormed into the party, bit into some antidote gas, and set off the pre-planted poison gas. All 300 of these high-powered socialites are out cold in no time. The female hacker cuts the security feed and locks down the exits. Joey sees the gas billowing out of the window and finally realizes something's seriously wrong. She starts climbing up fast to check it out. Right then, a few of the shareholders start coming to because they've got the antidote tubes in their mouths. Blake is counting heads and notices that the younger brother of the energy company, Bigwig, is missing.
Where's your brother, G?
The boss, Jeffrey, thinks these masked guys are just after money and won't really do anything too crazy. So, he gives Blake this haughty stare. Big mistake. The next second, one of his fingers gets snapped back like a twig.
Apartments 527.
Blake sends his guys to room 527. They find Jeffrey's brother, Gerald, and toss him right next to the window. Gerald spots Joey hanging outside. But with that antidote tube in his mouth, it comes out all garbled. The masked guys don't even notice he's screaming for help. They roll up a food cart and wheel Gerald away like he's a piece of meat. As soon as the masked crew leaves, Joey starts shouting down to the ground.
Help! Hey! Look up!
But she's 328 feet up, and her voice just fades away before it even reaches the street. No one has a clue she's up there. Joey's stuck 328 feet in the air, and since she can't have her phone at work, she's got no choice but to crack open the electrical box. She's hoping to restart the lift basket and get down to the street to flag down someone to call the cops. But she's fiddling around with the wires for ages, and nothing's working. Joey ties on her safety rope and slides down a bit to see if anyone's awake. When she gets to the party floor, she overhears Blake spilling the beans. These shareholders, they're all about new energy on the surface, but Behind the scenes, they're dumping nuclear waste into the ocean. Then they use their energy companies to clean up the mess and make a fortune. Blake's out to expose their dirty little secrets. Jeffrey's still trying to bargain, saying he'll pay any amount of money. But along comes this hot-headed, short-haired dude, Noah. He shoves a wine bottle right into Jeffrey's mouth, and just like that, Jeffrey's lights go out. Joey gets the picture. The whole building's in the hands of these bad guys. She races back up to the lift basket, scribbles SOS on the window with pulley grease, and then lights it up with her lighter. Finally, some passers-by spot the signal and start calling the cops. But of course, this also sets off the masked gang. Blake, the masked boss, has got it out for Joey. Noah, once he spots her, tells the control room to start the lift basket, planning to bring her up and finish her off. Joey jams a screwdriver into the cable, creating a shower of sparks and stopping the basket dead in its tracks. But now the basket's tilting at a crazy 45-degree angle, swaying like mad. Meanwhile, Gerald sees his chance while everyone's focused on Joey and makes a break for it. Some woman sees him and tries to take a shot, but Blake stops her. "We want these people to face the public's wrath," he says. Blake chases Gerald all the way to a hotel room and grabs him. Noah, the hothead, bursts in, ready to kill Gerald. Blake lays into him, calling him an idiot. "One less shareholder means one less bargaining chip," he growls. Noah thinks these rich folks are so rotten they should all be 6 feet under. And just like that, the two of them start going at it. Boom! Out of the blue, Noah straight up blasts Blake, the previous big shot. Then he turns to the rest and barks, "I'm the boss now. Anybody who doesn't play ball gets a bullet between the eyes." Right after that, Blake's body gets chucked out the window. The already wobbly lift basket, now it's in a world of trouble. Joey is crapping her pants, thinking the cable's gonna snap, so she hauls butt and crawls to the other side. Without a weapon, she's as helpless as a kitten in a dog pound. Just then, she spots a handgun, and it's loaded for bear. Noah's up there in the window above. The second Joey grabs the gun and stands, she about has a heart attack because it's her autistic brother Michael inside. Turns out Michael came to pick her up after work. When he didn't see her, he snuck in. Bad luck though, because he walked right into this poison gas nightmare. But he was smart enough to hunker down in the utility room and stay safe. When the elevator dings, Michael dives for cover. Noah strolls up to Joey, holds his phone like he's calling the cops and yells, "There's a psycho with a gun trying to off me." Noah's using a knocked-out hostage as a human shield, threatening Joey. Take off the silencer and start shooting at the people on the street, or this poor sucker bites the dust. Joey's in a real bind and has no choice but to do as she's told. She's 700 feet up, and even shooting blind, she's got an 80% chance of hitting something. Joey lets off 2 shots. One blows the beer can right out of a passerby's hand, and the other turns a car's rearview mirror into shattered glass. The people on the street scatter like rats leaving a sinking ship. Noah's too far away to notice that Joey's not actually hurting anyone. Here's the deal. Joey's a former Special Forces badass. She hung up her boots to take care of her autistic brother, Michael. Back in the day, she was the military's top sniper, could drop a target from a jaw-dropping 2.17 miles out. Before you know it, the cops roll up. Joey gets locked on by a helicopter. She throws her hands up in the air right away, showing she's not the enemy. And Sheriff Hume, who's running this show, isn't buying Noah's BS for a second. Sheriff Hume sees that even though Joey fired shots, not a single person on the street got hurt. So she quickly digs up Joey's file and finds out she's a former Special Forces operator. At the same time, Joey swipes the phone off a dead body, ready to call Hume. But then, the cable gives a little slack, and one side of the lift basket flips open. The body goes tumbling down. Lucky for Joey, she's strapped in with a safety rope, or she'd be a goner too. She manages to call the cops and spills the beans to Hume about everything that's going on. Hume quickly figures out who the dead guy is and finally realizes that Joey's innocent and Noah's the real terrorist scumbag. Right now, a bunch of the shareholders are being forced to come clean about their crimes online. Hume tries to reach out to Noah for a peaceful talk, but Noah's a different breed. He thinks the only way to stop this whole mess is to off these greedy shareholders. Noah slaps on a bomb bracelet that's synced to his heartbeat and threatens Sheriff Hume. "If my heart stops, this whole building goes up in smoke." And all those rich bigwigs passed out behind him. They're already rigged with bombs. One of the cops doesn't believe him and secretly sends in 5 SWAT guys. But before they can even set foot through the door, Noah sets off the bombs. Now, they're at a standstill. Noah's trapped inside and the cops can't get in. So the cops' only hope is Joey. While they're trying to come up with a plan, a bomb drops right on top of Joey. There's only 30 seconds left on the countdown. She bolts out of the lift basket and sticks to the wall like a lizard. Her feet are on a steel pipe that's only with a quarter. She's moving like lightning along this tiny, dangerous perch, making a beeline for the corner. Then, boom, the bomb goes off, blowing the lift platform to smithereens. Joey barely escapes with her life. Before this, she and Hume had cooked up a plan that Joey would be the one to open the door for the cops. So now she's got to get into the building. Joey's stuck 700 feet in the air with nothing but a skinny, quarter-wide steel pipe under her feet. Hume tells the sniper to put some holes in the glass window. Then Joey takes the buckle of her safety lock and starts smashing the glass. 1, 2, 3 times, but this glass is tough as nails. It's grinding Joey's hands until they're covered in blisters, and still, the glass won't break. Just when she's about to throw in the towel, Michael comes to the rescue and smashes the glass. The brother-sister duo hug like they haven't seen each other in years. Then they're off to the security control room. On the way, Noah's goons come after them. Joey hides Michael first and then grabs a wrench, ready to take on these punks by herself. Before long, Joey gets grabbed by the ankle and face plants. The bad guy's super strong and tries to press her against a red-hot steel pipe. Joey whips her head back and manages to pin the guy against the pipe instead. You can hear his skin sizzling. Just as Joey's about to make her getaway, a woman comes at her. Joey smashes the steel pipe and scalding steam shoots out like a fire hose. The woman freaks out and drops her gun. Her face is covered in blisters, and then Joey gives her a good kick, sending her packing. The woman's quick on the draw and picks up her gun, ready to take Joey down. But out of nowhere, Michael finds a bomb on the body of the guy they just took out and tosses it at the woman. Joey dives out of the way, and the woman gets blown sky high. After dealing with these thugs, the brother and sister finally reach the security control room. Michael, the hacker genius, quickly unlocks all the doors and exits. Joey gets on the intercom and starts roasting Noah. "You're not some hero. You're just a nut job whose life's a total train wreck." Joey tells Hume the job's done and asks her to keep an eye on Michael. She still has to deal with that low-life Noah. Michael wants to tag along, but Joey promises she'll come back alive right away. The cops storm the building, trying to defuse the bombs on the hostages. But they discover these bombs are crazy complicated. If they try to disarm one, all the rest will go off. In other words, besides Noah's bomb bracelet, every single bomb is a detonator. And sure enough, Joey tracks down Noah. Noah's been waiting. He yanks a rope and an oil drum comes crashing down on Joey. He's all over her, taking her gun, but he's not trying to kill Joey. He's got a death wish. Noah's wearing a pulse-activated bomb that's hooked up to the lives of 300 hostages. Joey grabs his wrist and slams it hard, knocking the gun out of his hand. But she's walking on eggshells, because she's terrified that if Noah kicks the bucket, the bracelet will set off the bombs. So she's got one hand on Noah's neck and the other on his wrist, and she flips him over her shoulder. But Noah wraps a tube around her neck and starts dragging her towards the window. Joey takes a shard of glass and slices his hand. Then she sweeps his legs, and Noah slips. Noah's hanging on by a thread, holding onto the tube, and he's laughing at Joey. "Even if I fall, I win because the bracelet's still on me." Joey gives him the middle finger, and Noah's face goes white as a sheet. The bracelet's on Joey's wrist now. She swiped it when she had his wrist in her grip. Noah's seething. Joey gives him one last kick, and that's the end of his evil reign. Just then, the cops show up. Joey holds up the bracelet, letting them know she's done the job. When it's all said and done, Joey finds Michael, and they hug like there's no tomorrow. There's nothing better than making it through a life or death situation. Later, the cops dig up all the dirt on the energy company and expose the truth to the public. Those crooked shareholders get what's coming to them thanks to the law. This movie is called Cleaner, and it's the latest action-packed flick from 2025. Yeah, the plot's a bit old school, but the idea of the female lead, Joey, being a building cleaner, that's pretty cool. If you dig this video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Catch you later.